November 12, 1943. A 19-year-old girl sits alone in a freezing hut. Her fingers bleed from operating metal rotors all night. In front of her lies gibberish. Letters that mean nothing. PVKTR Heimni Wazd. In 4 minutes, she will crack a message that saves 14,000 lives. She will never know. And for 30 years, she can tell no one. Bletchley Park. A Victorian mansion 50 miles north of London. To locals, it was a government communications center, mundane, bureaucratic. Inside, however, it held Britain's deepest secret. 8,000 people worked there, 6,000 were women. They came by train, by bicycle, in darkness. Sarah Fleming was 18 when the letter arrived in June 1941. Your country needs you for important work. No details. No explanation. Report to Bletchley. Tell no one. Her mother thought she'd joined the typing pool. If only she knew. The recruitment was precise. Mathematics students.
Crossword champion.
Language scholars. Chess players. But also shopgirls, factory workers, anyone with the right kind of mind. The kind that saw patterns where others saw chaos. They signed the Official Secrets Act on arrival. The penalty for talking, prison. Or worse. Then they disappeared into huts. Hut 6. Hut 8. Hut 11. Each hut, a universe. Each universe sealed from the others. Sarah was assigned to the naval section, Hut 11. Her job? Feed paper tapes into a machine called Colossus, watch the dials, record the output. She had no idea what she was doing. That was the point. The night shift was the loneliest. Blackout curtains, no heating, the only sounds the clicking rotors and distant bombers. Sarah worked alongside girls like her. Middle class, educated, sworn to silence. They gave themselves nicknames, the Midnight Society. Dark humor for dark work. The machines never stopped. Enigma intercepts arrived every hour. German naval codes, U-boat positions, convoy routes. Each message a puzzle wrapped in mathematics. The Germans believed their codes unbreakable, 400 trillion possible combinations. They were wrong. Breaking them required something inhuman. Absolute precision, endless repetition, mind-numbing focus. Hour after hour, tape after tape, number after number. The girls developed calluses specific to their machines. Bomb operators had scars from hot metal. Typex girls had permanent ink stains. Sarah's hands learned to move without her mind. Muscle memory took over when consciousness failed. 3 a.m. was the cruelest hour. Mistakes happened. Exhaustion won. One wrong setting. One missed letter. Ships would sink. Convoys would die. No pressure. That night started like any other. Sarah fed tapes, watched dials, recorded outputs. Then something shifted. Pattern in the chaos. A repetition where none should exist. German operators had a weakness. They were human. They got lazy. Some used their girlfriends' names as message keys. Others repeated weather reports. Tonight, someone had made a bigger mistake. Sarah noticed it first. The same 3-letter group appeared in multiple messages. She flagged it, passed it up the chain. Within hours, the pattern cracked open an entire German naval codebook. By dawn, Allied command knew the position of every U-boat in the North Atlantic. Convoys were rerouted. Submarines hunted. Lives saved. Sarah went home at 8 a.m. Told her landlady she'd had a quiet night at the office. The hardest part wasn't the work. It was the silence. Sarah's brother Tom was in the Merchant Navy. His convoy was attacked in March 1943. She had decoded the U-boat positions 3 days earlier. Knew the attack was coming. Said nothing. Tom survived, barely. Lost his left arm. He came home on leave, telling Sarah how lucky they'd been, how the U-boats had missed most of the convoy. Almost like someone was watching over us, he said. Sarah smiled, poured more tea, changed the subject. She was 20, carrying secrets that could end the war, and she couldn't tell her own brother he owed his life to her bleeding fingers. The other girls understood. They all had stories. Boyfriends on ships they'd helped save or failed to save. Margaret in Hut 8 decoded her own fiancé's death notice and went back to work the next night. They called it the Bletchley curse. Knowing too much, saying nothing. Some girls cracked, had breakdowns, were quietly removed. The rest learned to compartmentalize, to split themselves in two. The girl who went to village dances, and the girl who knew where death would strike tomorrow. The men got the credit. Alan Turing, Gordon Welchman, the brilliant minds who designed the systems. But the systems were nothing without the operators. Thousands of young women worked in shifts, around the clock, for years. Their names weren't recorded. Their contributions weren't celebrated. They were cogs in a machine too secret to acknowledge. When the war ended in May 1945, they were told to forget everything. Destroy your notes. Never speak of this. Resume normal lives. As if normal was possible. Sarah returned to London, became a librarian, married, had children. For 30 years, she told no one. Not her husband, not her children, not her dying mother. The Official Secrets Act was for life. Her children thought she had been a secretary during the war, filling papers, making tea. She let them believe it. Then the secret broke. The government finally declassified Bletchley Park's existence. Books were written. Heroes celebrated. But mostly the men. Sarah read about Turing in the newspaper, about the Enigma breakthrough, about the brilliant minds who had won the war. No mention of the girl who'd spotted the pattern that November night, or the thousands like her. She didn't complain. That wasn't their way. But sometimes, late at night, she took out a small notebook, hidden since 1943. Inside, rows of letters, meaningless to anyone else. Her personal record. Messages she had cracked. Lives she had saved. A secret history of a secret war. Her daughter found it after she died in 2001. Couldn't make sense of it. Just random letters like a child's game. She almost threw it away. Today, Bletchley Park is a museum. Tourists walk through Hut 11, take photos of machines, learn about codebreaking. Guides tell Turing's story, show the famous Enigma machine. But in the archives, thousands of personnel files gather dust. Young women whose names history forgot. They saved Allied shipping, shortened the war by 2 years, rescued countless lives, then vanished back into ordinary existence. Sarah Fleming's granddaughter visited Bletchley in 2019, still carrying that strange notebook. A historian examined it and went pale. These weren't random letters, they were Naval Enigma settings from the most crucial period of the Battle of the Atlantic. Settings that saved convoy HX-217. And on 154, an SC-118. Her grandmother hadn't been making tea. She had been winning the war. One bleeding finger at a time. In the gift shop, they sell Enigma machine replicas. Books about Alan Turing. Postcards of the mansion. But nothing about the girls who actually turned the dials, who gave their youth to silence, who saved the world and never spoke of it. Their ghosts still walk those huts at 3 a.m. Still feeding paper into hungry machines. Still seeing patterns in chaos. Still keeping secrets they took to unmarked graves. The machines are silent now. But if you listen carefully on winter nights, you can almost hear them. Click, click, click. The sound of young women winning a war nobody knew they were fighting.